A subway disaster in Mexico has everyone wondering just what happened. More details coming up.
And in-state traveling might help California. I'll have more in the lead report.
Speaking of California, a famous former athlete is causing a stir in the state's political stage. I'm going to break it down for you in sports.
And the next generation of superheroes are on the way. Find out who's going to be beating up the bad guys in entertainment. Newscene starts now.
Good evening, I'm Benjamin Guadarrama, and welcome to this week's edition of Newscene. We start tonight with a look at Mexico City, where earlier this week, a subway overpass collapsed. Cameras caught the tragic scene on Monday night. The collapse killed at least 24 people and sent 79 more to the hospital. Mexican officials say they suspect a 2017 earthquake and construction defects compromised the integrity of the structure. Officials say that when it comes to letting the public know what went wrong, they won't hide anything. And overseas, with the delay in the plan to pull troops out of Afghanistan, the Taliban have started to retaliate. Former President Donald Trump made an agreement with the Taliban that U.S. troops would be out by May 1st. However, the decision to push the date to September 11th has resulted in Taliban bombings in the Logar and Farah provinces. The U.S. military reports that about 2 to 6% of the pullout process has been completed. And locally, 3 are dead, with 5 hospitalized after a suspected smuggling boat capsized off the coast of San Diego. The Coast Guard has accounted for 32 people aboard the 40-foot vessel. Officials believe the boat was used in a migrant smuggling operation. U.S. Border Patrol agents found that only the captain had the legal status to enter the United States. The captain is currently being held in federal custody. And San Diego will now be the first southern border county in the nation with a program that provides legal services to asylum seekers. The program, introduced by Tara Lawson-Remer, was approved by the Board of Supervisors. San Diego County will fund attorneys to represent detained immigrants and help with the backlog in immigration courts. And New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is being praised after signing a bill to restore voting rights to newly released felons. The bill allows Americans of color who work and live in the city to have a say in elections. The law comes as other democratically run states like Washington try to expand voting access to citizens. Officials say members of the Black and Latino communities make up 3/4 of the parolee population in New York. And San Diego's had its first COVID-19 case of the Indian variant. Thankfully, the county has almost 1.2 million people fully vaccinated. Over 200 new cases were reported yesterday, with a 1.4% positivity rate and, fortunately, 0 new deaths. The positivity rate has continued to stay under 3% in the last month. San Diego remains in the orange tier. And with COVID infections continuing to be at an all-time low, traveling may be in your future. Susana, tell us more.
Thank you, Ben. It's time to pack your bags and explore your own backyard. With the rise of vaccinations and the reopening of popular attractions, people are beginning to travel to their favorite sites. As most cities move into the less restrictive tier around the state, tourism leaders are urging residents to plan their vacation in California.
And this summer, all Californians should consider experiencing the world-class cities and destinations in our own state.
Tourism profit fell from nearly $150 billion in 2019 to $65 billion in 2020. The revenue is not expected to top pre-pandemic levels until 2024. With the help of in-state vacations and what the Travel Committee is now calling a modern act of patriotism, they believe staying in California will help the state get back on track.
What we see as a challenge meets opportunity in Californians in helping fuel their recovery by choosing to vacation in California.
And with California having the lowest infection rate in the country, Governor Gavin Newsom announced that the state is on track to fully reopen by mid-June. That is all I have for today. Back to you, Ben.
Thanks, Susana. And across the country in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis is taking action to end all COVID-19 mandates.
And so they put safeguards for the people of Florida where the legislature would be able to come in and potentially overrule any type of executive order, emergency order issued by a governor. And I support that.
DeSantis signed a bill Monday that mandates vaccine passports to be required in the state and places limits on local emergency powers. This comes after 15.5 million shots have been administered in a state that has 21.5 million people. These mandates will go into place July 1st. And it looks like former President Trump won't be returning to Facebook. At least not yet. 4 months after Facebook suspended Trump's accounts following the Capitol riots, the company's independent oversight board has decided to uphold its ban. The board is allowing Facebook to continue Trump's ban from the social media page for another 6 months until they decide if they will ban the former president indefinitely. And although Trump has been rejected by the digital world, graphic design is being celebrated for their digital achievements. Here's Jillian with the story.
In our digital world, it's easy to find ourselves overwhelmed with information, but a well-designed magazine by a San Diego City College student has earned the school international acclaim. The World Brand Design Society has ranked City College the 10th best design education institution this year. The organization recognizes work from young designers all around the world. The rankings are based on private submissions from students. In an interview by City Times, graphic design professor Sean Bacon said he was completely surprised by the award.
I wasn't even aware that the student had submitted that project. So I kind of just opened my email up one day and saw that. So it was really incredible, incredibly shocking, huge surprise. But again, something we're very proud of, very excited about.
The submission was by former City College student Arjuna Verma. Professor Bacon hopes this win will inspire design students to work harder and expand their creativity.
Our program is a team sport. We all work together, and it's not just the faculty and our support staff, but it's also our students who work really, really hard on their projects and that allow us to be, recognized in that kind of an arena.
Visit SD City Times for the full story by Rachel De La Torre. For CCTV, I'm Jillian Fortner.
Thank you, Jillian. And the good news keeps coming for San Diego City College. Our very own Newscene has been nominated for a Regional Student Emmy. The Emmys recognizes outstanding achievements in television and is presented annually. But that's not all. Multimedia journalist Noelle Mortensen was nominated in the talent category.
I'm Noelle Mortensen, and I'm here at the Santee YMCA, a place where you can drop off your ballot.
More details coming up in the weather. Newscene starts now.
Congratulations to Noelle and the rest of the fall semester team. And a new set of heroes is here to save the day, and flying in from the world of entertainment is Ayo to tell us more.
Get ready because the next era of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is upon us. Making the announcement in a video that pays tribute to the theater-going experience, the studio plans to release 10 new movies over the next 2 years. The phase will kick off this July with the much-awaited release of Black Widow. Following this film will be The Eternals, directed by new Oscar winner Chloe Zhao, Marvel's first Asian superhero with Shang-Chi, and the sequel to the box office hit Black Panther. And the show must go on. Starting in September, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced that Broadway will be back in the fall at 100% capacity. The move is supported by Actors Equity Association that represents over 50,000 performers. Theaters have tickets on sale now. And that's it for entertainment. Back to you, Ben.
Thank you, Ayo. And Disney has finally showed off its realistic version of a lightsaber seen in the Star Wars films. The new toy has a retractable plastic blade that lights up and makes crackling noises similar to the films. The new sabers are still being modified by Disney technicians, but they will be a part of the new upcoming Star Wars themed hotel, the Galactic Star Cruiser, and Galaxy's Edge Park at Disney World in 2022. The sabers are priced at $200. And a former Olympic gold medalist turned gubernatorial candidate is sparking some controversy. Devon, tell us what's going on.
Thank you, Ben. And yes, Caitlyn Jenner is facing backlash from the LGBTQ community, following her comments about trans women participating in women's sports. The Republican gubernatorial candidate is siding with the GOP on the subject, seeing it as a fairness issue for biological males to participate in women's sports. The comments have received wide criticism from the LGBTQ community, questioning why Jenner is siding with the Republican Party on the trans youth sports issue. And right here in San Diego, we can see social justice happening just right up the 8 freeway at SDSU. The Student Senate passed a resolution this week to create a commission led by members of the University Tribal Liaison to find an alternate mascot than the depicted warrior. While technically the school has no official mascot, the commission will serve to find an alternate that is more respectful of the Kumeyaay Nation's culture. That's all I have for sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Devon. And are we going to see clear skies this Mother's Day weekend? Vicky has an update.
Thank you, Ben. And unfortunately, we will not see clear skies. In our look ahead, we have mostly cloudy throughout San Diego County. We will see stable temperatures and possible rain this upcoming week, but we are clear of no rain this weekend. Now we take a look at our current temperatures here in San Diego County. We will see partly sunny with a high near 68, west wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, and tonight mostly cloudy with a low around 57. Over in the La Mesa area, we will see an increase of clouds with a low around 55. In Julian, it will be mostly clear, but we will have west winds between 5 to 10 miles per hour with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Over at Borrego Springs, we will mostly have clear, breezy skies with west winds around 25 miles per hour and wind gusts as high as 40 miles per hour. And this weekend, we will see cloudy through mid-morning, then clearing with a high near 68. So if you're taking your mom out this weekend, be prepared to wear a jacket. And on Monday, there's a slight chance of rain, so just keep the umbrellas close. Mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly sunny with a high near 68. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, we will also have cloudy mornings and also becoming sunny throughout the day with a high near the 70s. That is all for me. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers, including pet moms. Back to you, Ben.
Thank you, Vicky. And one Utah woman is celebrating Mother's Day early. Passengers on a Delta flight to Hawaii were surprised by the birth of a baby in flight, but not as surprised as the mother. The 39-year-old mother didn't even know she was pregnant when she boarded the flight from Salt Lake City to Honolulu. Halfway through the flight, she went into labor. Luckily, there was a doctor and 3 nurses on board. A healthy baby boy named Raymond was delivered and taken to a hospital upon landing. Well, that's all we have for tonight. You can tune into Newscene for a new show every Friday, and find it all on sdcitytimes.com. And remember to follow SD City Newscene on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank you, and good night.